The hidden recipe for success, unmasking the three S's. Welcome to the Black CEO Podcast, where we peel back the layers of success to reveal the raw, unvarnished truth beneath. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that's as universal as it is misunderstood, the real ingredients of success. And to guide us through this journey, we have the incredible insights from none other than Adrianne Haslet, a beacon of resilience and a true testament to the human spirit's indomitable will. Adrianne, for those who might not know, is not just a survivor of the Boston Marathon bombing. She's a force of nature who's redefined what it means to overcome adversity. Her journey from professional ballroom dancer to amputee to inspirational speaker and advocate is nothing short of extraordinary. But what makes Adrianne truly remarkable isn't just what she's achieved, it's how she's achieved it and the impact she's had on countless lives along the way. Now, let's get real for a moment. How many of you have looked at someone's success and thought, wow, they've got it all figured out? Come on, be honest. I see those hands going up. Well, buckle up, because we're about to shatter that illusion and dive into what I like to call the three S's of success: struggle, sacrifices, and success itself. You see, we're often so fixated on the end result that we forget about the journey. We see the shiny trophy, the accolades, the standing ovations, but we rarely glimpse the blood, sweat, and tears that went into achieving them. It's like we're all living in this Instagram world where everyone's life looks perfect, filtered, and effortlessly successful. But let me tell you something. That's about as real as a $3 bill. Let's start with the first S, struggles. Now, I'm not talking about the, oh no, I spilled coffee on my white shirt kind of struggles. I'm talking about the gut-wrenching, soul-crushing, why am I even doing this, and that kind of struggles. The kind that make you question everything you thought you knew about yourself. Take Adrianne's story, for instance. April 15th, 2013, a day that was supposed to be about celebration and achievement at the Boston Marathon. Instead, it became a day that would change Adrianne's life forever. In an instant, she went from being a professional ballroom dancer to losing her left leg below the knee. Can you imagine that? One moment you're doing what you love, the next, your entire identity is stripped away. Now, here's where most people's stories would end. Tragedy strikes, dreams shattered, the end, but not Adrianne. No, this is where her story truly begins, because you see, struggles don't define you. Your response to them does. Adrianne chose to fight. She chose to redefine herself. And this brings us to our second S, sacrifices. Oh boy, if you thought struggles were tough, wait till you hear about sacrifices. Adrianne had to sacrifice her old way of life, her comfort zone, and even her identity as she knew it. She spent countless hours in physical therapy, pushing through pain and frustration. She had to learn to do everything differently, from the simplest tasks like getting dressed to the more complex ones like navigating crowds. But here's the kicker. These struggles and sacrifices, they weren't roadblocks. They were the building blocks of her success. And that's our third S, success. Adrianne didn't just recover, she thrived. She became a motivational speaker, sharing her story and inspiring others. She advocated for the recognition of a para division in the Boston Marathon. And yes, she danced again. Now, that's what I call a plot twist. Now, I can almost hear some of you thinking, that's an extreme example. My struggles aren't that dramatic. And you're right, they might not be. But that doesn't make them any less valid or important. Your struggles, whatever they may be, are shaping you. They're teaching you resilience, determination, and creativity. They're your personal boot camp for success. Let me share another story with you. Jennifer Wright, the host of the Author's Way podcast, has been helping entrepreneurs and authors share their stories for years. But here's the thing. Many of these successful individuals struggled with sharing their true stories. They faced limiting beliefs, fear of judgment, and the vulnerability that comes with authentic storytelling. The struggle here, overcoming self-doubt and fear. The sacrifice, letting go of the perfect image they wanted to project and embracing their true selves. The success, not just publishing their books, but connecting with their audience on a deeper level, inspiring others, and creating a ripple effect of authenticity in their communities. This is where the power of authenticity comes in. Being truthful and direct about our experiences isn't just liberating for us, it's inspiring for others. When we share our struggles and sacrifices, we give others permission to do the same. We create a culture of honesty and resilience. And think about it. How many times have you looked at someone's success and felt inadequate? Now imagine if you knew the full story, the late nights, the failed attempts, the moments of self-doubt. Wouldn't that change your perspective? Wouldn't that make their success feel more attainable? This brings me to another powerful example. Dr. Asia Lyons in her Exit Interview podcast. Dr. Lyons focuses on the experiences of Black educators, a group that often faces unique challenges and barriers in their careers. The struggles here are systemic: discrimination, lack of representation, and cultural misunderstandings. The sacrifices involve pushing against these barriers, often at great personal cost. But the success is not just individual. By creating a platform for these stories, Dr. Lyons has fostered a supportive community. She's bringing visibility to important issues and inspiring change on a broader scale. This is the ripple effect of sharing our struggles and sacrifices. It creates community, drives change, and redefines success. Now, I want you to think about your own journey. What struggles have you faced? What sacrifices have you made? How have they shaped your path to success? More importantly, how can sharing these experiences help others? You see, success isn't a straight line. It's not a neat, tidy package that we can wrap up with a bow. It's messy, it's complicated, and it's deeply personal. But that's what makes it beautiful. That's what makes it worth celebrating. So here's my challenge to you. Start embracing your struggles. Acknowledge your sacrifices. See them not as obstacles, but as integral parts of your success story. And most importantly, share them. Share them with the person who's just starting out in your field and feels overwhelmed. Share them with the colleague who's facing a setback and needs encouragement. Share them with the world, because your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear to keep going. Remember, every time you're truthful about your journey, you're not just helping yourself, you're potentially changing someone else's life. You're showing them that success isn't about being perfect. It's about being persistent. It's not about avoiding struggles, but about growing through them. Adrianne Haslet didn't let the loss of her leg define her. Instead, she redefined what it means to be strong, to be resilient, to be successful. Jennifer Wright and her authors didn't let fear stop them from sharing their stories. Instead, they used vulnerability as a strength. Dr. Asia Lyons and the educators she interviews didn't let systemic barriers silence them. Instead, they created a platform to amplify their voices. What will your story be? How will you use your struggles and sacrifices to redefine success? As we wrap up, I want to leave you with this thought. Success is not the absence of struggle or sacrifice. It's the result of them. It's what happens when we choose to keep going, to learn, to grow, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. So the next time you see someone's success, remember, you're only seeing the tip of the iceberg. Underneath lies a sea of struggles and sacrifices. And the next time you face your own struggles, remember, they're not holding you back from success. They're propelling you towards it. Now, let's talk about action, because all this inspiration is great, but without action, it's just mental popcorn. Tasty, but not very nutritious. So here's what I want you to do. First, start a success journal. But here's the twist. Don't just write about your achievements. Write about your struggles, your sacrifices, your doubts and fears. Document your journey, warts and all. This isn't just for you. It's for the you 10 years from now who might need a reminder of how far you've come. Second, find your tribe. Connect with people who are on similar journeys. Share your stories, your struggles, your sacrifices. Create a support system that celebrates not just the wins, but the efforts behind them. Remember Dr. Lyons' podcast. Be that kind of support for someone else. Third, challenge the success narratives around you. When you hear about someone's success, dig deeper. Ask about the struggles, the sacrifices, and when you share your own successes, be honest about the journey. Be the change you want to see in how we talk about success. Lastly, and this is the big one, take that one step. You know the one I'm talking about. That thing you've been putting off because you're afraid of struggling, of sacrificing, of failing. Take that step. Embrace the struggle. Make the sacrifice, because that's where your success story begins. Remember, your struggles are valid, your sacrifices are worthy, and your success, it's not just possible, it's inevitable. Because true success isn't about avoiding difficulties. It's about growing through them. It's about turning your struggles into strength, your sacrifices into purpose, and your journey into an inspiration for others. So go out there. Embrace your struggles, honor your sacrifices, celebrate your success, and most importantly, share your story. Because somewhere out there, someone needs to hear it. Someone needs to know that they're not alone in their struggles, that their sacrifices are worth it, and that success, real, meaningful, impactful success, is within their reach. Your journey through the three S's is just beginning. And I, for one, can't wait to see where it takes you. Because in the end, the world doesn't need more picture perfect success stories. It needs more real, raw, and inspiring journeys. It needs your story. So, what's the first struggle you're going to embrace? What sacrifice are you willing to make? And how will you redefine success on your own terms? The stage is yours. The world is waiting. It's time to write your own three S's story. Are you ready? Remember, in the grand theater of life, struggles are not your adversary, but your co star. Sacrifices are not your burden, but your springboard. And success, well, that's not your destination. It's the exhilarating journey you're already on. So let's raise a toast to the struggles that strengthen us, the sacrifices that shape us, and the success that awaits us. Here's to your journey through the three S's. May it be as rewarding as it is challenging, as inspiring as it is real, and as uniquely yours as a fingerprint. Now go out there and show the world what real success looks like. Because trust me, it looks a lot like you. Battle scarred, resilient, and absolutely unstoppable. The curtain's up, the spotlight's on. It's your time to shine. Break a leg, because in Adrianne's case, dance like you've got a new one.